Hello, my captains, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host of the universe, Christopher Witecki. So nice to be back. Don't forget, we've got the most loving space on the internet. It's called soulgarden.me. It's the soul book. This is where the soul goes instead of a Facebook. Come back. You can be yourself. We've got Queen Mary, who is taking care of us always. She is the leader of our goats right now. And it's a great place to kind of recharge. We've got live people. You'll learn about it as we move on. So come on down to the brightest place on the internet. Now how do I describe this month? This month is almost a little bit of a break, even though I think some of the work might be difficult. That's because we're working on emotions, and I think we've had a very long year. I think we've had a very long 2 years with Saturn in Libra. And so this particular Sun in Cancer, I predict in the very beginning might be difficult, but I think by the end, if you do the soul work, you're going to start to feel really soothed in a way you haven't felt in a long time. So this particular transit, of course, if you tuned in last week, is all about long-term relationships. That is how you mirror yourself, how you relate to yourself. Are you a good partner to yourself or not? That leads to whether or not you're a good partner in relationships, if you're fair, if you are fair if fair to yourself, if you're fair to others. And the highest form, this is of course marriages and long-term strategic alliances. This is where Capricorns are the most emotional, is in their relationships. This is where they let themselves get messy. So fascinating too if you've married a Capricorn. So you are dealing with your emotional life, and you may very well be dealing with relationships, and all emotion may come down to whether or not you have been fair or not fair. But as we start on Monday, shift hits the fan. That is because Uranus rules the day, and it's going to pull the rug out from under you anywhere where you are way old school in your contexts. That's really what Uranus goes after in Chapter 1, is your emotional context. How you emotionally approach a situation, which sets you up obviously for a predispositioned response, right? And really we try to manage our responses in life like, oh, next time I'm not going to yell at her. Next time I'm not going to yell at him. Next time I'm going to be nice. But you know what? That's not really where I find the control of the situation is, because when you are emotional, you've already lost control at that point. You have to understand how you are approaching the context in the first place. If you're always the victim, or you're always the hero, or you're always the saint, or always the healer, that emotional context, you're setting yourself up for some sort of repeated response. So on Monday, whatever shift hits the fan, really know that now that you've watched your horoscope, it's about the context. What context emotionally needs to change so you don't find yourself in this type of breakdown. And it's possible that the breakdown is just exclusively with yourself. The moon is in Virgo on Monday, so that's a nice earth sign stabilizing energy. And that also means that you'll be philosophical, you'll be self-reflective. A lot of you will be able to just kind of think about it and not go through so many tides. On Tuesday, Mercury rules the day. That means it is time to process, it is time to find that context, it's time to network and understand. If you're in a relationship and you had a fight in the last 24 hours, which would be very cliche in this transit, well, this is the day where you would go ahead and talk through it or reach out and try to communicate so both of you can understand what went wrong there. Now there will be kind of a moment of hyper energy as the moon crosses over Mars during the course of the day. And so as the moon crosses Mars, you might get super righteous about how things should be, right? Now, of course, I hope you're talking to yourself. Now, you might want to be telling your partner this, but if that's the case, that's not the direction you want to go, and that's my whole point. The moon crossing Mars is saying to Capricorns, it is time to live by your philosophies, and if your partnerships don't agree, that's a problem, but it doesn't mean you stop living by your philosophies, and it doesn't mean you brainwash them into your philosophies, if you believe in free will and maintaining free will. But the moon crossing Mars amps you up passionately during the course of the day about what you believe in, but I believe it is for you to get your butt moving, not necessarily blame a partner. So I'm just saying that because you happen to meet a partner transit during this time the moon crosses Mars. But it's a day of figuring things out on Tuesday with Mercury ruling. On Wednesday, Libra rules the day, or I should say the moon in Libra and Venus ruling the day makes it a very Libra day. And Libra energy is kind of what it's about for the next 36 hours. The moon in Libra means your emotions shift now to career and legacy issues. So you're starting to think about, okay, where am I going in life? What do I want to point to in life? Especially after feeling righteous and all filled with your own philosophies just a day before. Now it's time to get to work in Capricorn kind of fashion. You're also probably at peace or at a momentary truce in relationships. That's what the whole Venus day is mostly about. But most importantly, Saturn is now direct. And now that Saturn is direct, this is going to be the final wrap-up between now and Scorpio, Halloween if you want to say, easily. Between now and Halloween, it is time for you to get your butt on the right career path. So this particular moon in Libra this month is going to rattle you just a bit, because you're going to want to move forward and feel it now that it's time to move forward in career. You may even, which is very common, be responding to your relationship problems and feeling like, oh, I'll just go work my butt off. That will bite you in the butt eventually. But the point is it is time to get serious about career, and I think you are feeling it, and maybe it is career that makes you restore peace or a truce to your relationships. Then on Thursday, we cloud out a lot, man, and Venus actually goes direct. I got it wrong in the last horoscope. Sorry, that was wishful thinking. Venus actually is direct on Thursday, and with the moon in Libra, that means we are really feeling this vibration, restore peace and order. It also means that you are really feeling your career and wanting to move forward. And with Venus direct, this is, of course, don't forget, the expansion of your daily lifestyle. You can start receiving a new life, receiving a new health style, receiving a new way of living in the moment. Venus direct means no more theory. That needs to go direct too. So lifestyle's moving forward, career's moving forward, and marriage is slugging along as of really Thursday. Then on Friday, Saturn rules the day, and this means that you're feeling like a queen or a king because it's your home planet ruling the day. You're feeling your authority, you're feeling your decision making, you're feeling sharp, and it's time to make some decisions. These decisions, of course, and all this energetic sharpness is what you're going to do about long-term relationships in general. And I don't know where you are in marriages. You might be in one, you might be single and wanting one, you might be saying for the first time, maybe I do want another one, I said I didn't. But whatever it is, that's what it's about. It's about deciding or stepping away from certain thinking when it comes to relationships, or it comes to fairness to yourself, or it comes to fairness to others. But it's time to step away and make that decision, and the decision brings a lot of emotional strength. So just making the decision is going to be half the battle. The other good thing is Mercury is actually up in Leo, so you're already kind of a step ahead in your thinking as far as how this is going to affect drawing boundaries or changing the doors on the locks. I mean, whatever Capricorns think, you are thinking ahead to necessary cuts and amputations that will come from whatever decision echoes from your relationships. So you're not morbid. It's part of, I think, what the planets are definitely saying, and I think it's part of what you have to do. So then comes Saturday, it is time to take action on all of what we have talked about. So if you made the decision, it's time to act. Action may mean you tell someone. Action may mean you take your ass to the gym because you've decided to be a good partner to you. Whatever action means, putting into action is proving to yourself and the universe through vibration and motion that things are going to go the way you said you want them to go, because not only did you say so, you acted on it. So you want to act on it on Saturday. The moon is still in Scorpio, so emotions are going to be focused on boundaries, focused on friendships, focused on reputation. This might be a period where you're suddenly concerned what will the world think by taking this action. If they find out I'm getting divorced, they're going to be upset. So don't let yourself go too far in that direction, and realize that you are a bit oversensitive to public opinion as you're being asked to take all this forward action in your life. And Capricorns don't like there to be a press release until much later. Now, wrap it up on Sunday, it all kind of comes to a nice fruition. Sunday is ruled by Earth. It's going to feel very earthy, I do believe. The moon moves into Sagittarius, so emotionally you're going to go into the underground. You might be stirred by interfaith issues. You might have had some dreams Saturday night going into Sunday. So emotions are underground and certainly triggering some subconscious stuff. But above ground, I think you're feeling pretty good because Earth is ruling the day, and you're probably holding space. That's what we mean by Earth ruling the day. It's time to just kind of sit down and hold what you have built in the last week, to lie down in the bed that you made, as my mother used to say. So there is some extra inspiration going on, though, literally inspiration, from a temporary soul pyramid that comes out of the emotions or out of your subconscious and trines over to Uranus and Mercury. So I think this is your ability to take care of yourself, represented by Uranus, and it's also your ability to draw the boundaries that are necessary for yourself, represented by Mercury, all coming to a new inner faith, okay? So if you find yourself weak at the knees on Sunday, it's possible you're either not taking care of yourself or you're not drawing those boundaries. All right, Capricorn, that's all I got for this 7-day forecast, but I will see you again on Monday. Good luck with all that, and live, love, be.